Welcome back to Tipsy Whiskey Shenanigans. I'm Steven, and tonight, whenever the heck you're watching this, we are getting into Wagon straight bourbon whiskey. Alright guys, so we are finally getting into reviewing the basic offering from Wagon. But before we do that, please, as always, like and subscribe. Helps us out a ton and we appreciate your support so much. But let's get into this review. So, with this video dropping on the 4th of July, and this being the 4th of July weekend because it is the 2nd currently, I walked into my local liquor store dressed like a total douche. I mean, look at this thing. Right? And I asked the guy, I was like, hey, what is your most patriotic bottle of whiskey? Obviously, 4th of July review, we gotta get patriotic with it. So, he pulled out this bottle. The most patriotic bottle he has. Just got the, new Wagon 4th of July themed bottle, and I was like, hell yeah. Because I've actually been looking for this one a little bit. I really wanted an American flag themed bottle. So, we're reviewing Wagon bourbon. So, this is their typical, just normal basic bourbon. So, I've tried the small batch, the uncut, unfiltered. They're both fantastic. This is kind of their just budget straight bourbon offering. It is around $30-ish in my state. I know some states can't get Wagon, but me being in Arizona and then being from Las Vegas, it's pretty easy to find it here. Like, it's literally everywhere. You can see uncut, unfiltered on every single shelf any day of the week at most self-respected liquor stores. So this is $30 MGP blend that they blend themselves, and then 46.25% ABV. When I first started out in my journey in whiskey, I wasn't the biggest fan of Wagon. Why? Not quite sure anymore, but now I'm actually a huge fan of the small batch and the uncut unfiltered, especially the uncut filter. Great MGP cask strength blend. So I'm excited to get into their budget offering and see exactly where it lines up with all the other budget whiskeys like Maker's 46 and Elijah Craig, Old Forester 100, Wild Turkey 101. Where does it stand up? Let's go ahead and get into it. Ooh, okay. It's very rye forward for bourbon. Getting huge amounts of cinnamon, a little bit of a white pepper, green apple. It's bright. Nice vanilla, custard. Honestly, it's kind of like an apple pie, with a huge amount of cinnamon. Oh, what is that? It's a fast food joint. I think it's either McDonald's or, I don't eat fast food very often, but I know one of them has a little cylinder, green apple pie with cinnamon. That's what it reminds me of. Not cylinder. It would be a rectangle. I don't understand my shapes. Either which way, kind of overly sweet, green apple, cinnamon, kind of turnover pie, fast food pie. That's what it reminds me of because it's very vanilla sweet. So it's borderline getting a little artificial, not too artificial, but a little bit artificial where it's not a homemade pie. That shit came from McDonald's. Diabetes. But it's very sweet. I like it. It's sweet and bright. It reminds me of the sweetness, that green apple aspect I get from Buffalo Trace, just the normal Buffalo Trace. But it also brings in this nice cinnamon, white pepper, like spiciness on the end there. I mean, for a budget bourbon, you can't really expect that much more on the nose. Let's go ahead and get on the palate. Ooh, okay. Ooh, starting to get a little bit more red fruit. It's very cinnamon apple, like so much cinnamon apple. Cinnamon apple, cinnamon apple, cinnamon apple. It's, on the nose, it's kind of like a green apple. On the palate, it's like a red apple. A little bit of apple skins, a little bit of cherry in there as well. It's a little thin up front, but then it builds really well. So it starts off a little thin, empty, like a little bit of like just vanilla sweetness, red apple, and then it becomes kind of like a red apple, cherry, cinnamon explosion at the end there. And it finishes very like cinnamony, peppery with a little bit of cherry in there. Ooh, and it finishes for, I would say, a moderate time on like nothing insanely good, but also like it's not thin and lacking. The only time I would ever say it's like kind of like lackluster is in that like initial bit. As soon as you sip it, it doesn't really linger much, but then the finish is explosive. I mean, I don't know what else to say. It's just damn good bourbon whiskey. You know, it's an MGP blend. We've all had MGP, and this is just a really solid MGP blend. Overall, this is just a damn fine daily sipper. I don't know what else to say. Like, the flavors aren't insanely explosive, but again, it's a $30 90 proof bourbon. And honestly, I would be willing to put this up against most $30 90 proof bourbons any day of the week. This is really good, has a nice flavor, nice, just crushable. Like, this is a great crushable. This is like Buffalo Trace, but if it was a little bit better, in my opinion, with a little bit extra cinnamon. This is improved Buffalo Trace. So if you're a huge fan of Buffalo Trace, I think that's a just improved version of it. So that being said, with that sentiment, that statement, where does this lay for me? Would I buy it again? Would I never buy it again? I'm definitely gonna buy this again. This is likely going to be a staple on my bar. That being said, I mean, maybe not this specific one, because I do think it is worth it to spend the extra money for the better versions, the uncut, unfiltered. Like, honestly, if you want to see Smoke Wagon in its prime, you got $60, buy the uncut, unfiltered. Just do it. That being said, this also does do them justice. This is really, really good. You can't buy it. Buy them all. You can't go wrong with Smoke Wagon. That's where I'm ending this video at. Buy it all, especially if you got the patriotic one and you want to go like full on 4th of July, America. Just buy them all. Smoke Wagon is actually really good. I'm thoroughly impressed. And again, I used to hate Smoke Wagon when I earned, hate might be a bit extreme, but I used to think it was like, it's okay, it's okay. Something's changed recently, either in my palate or in their product. I think it's likely my palate, but I'm really liking all of it. I think it's crushable, quality MGP blended bourbon. That is all. That is all. Buy Smoke Wagon. So yes, this is a buy for me any day of the week, and I suggest if you can find it and you're in MGP, buy it, 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 buy it all. If you want to. Your choice. But that's a wrap for this video. Please let me know down below, what did you guys think about this? What do you think about this bottle or just Smoke Wagon in general? What are your thoughts? Also, please do me a favor, like and subscribe. Also, check us out on Facebook, Instagram, and the Patreon. The links for all those are down below. Regardless, we appreciate your support. If you've made it this far into the video, I appreciate you for watching. That's a wrap for this video. Happy 4th of Mother freaking July.